All right, welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to break down the Bitcoin chart real quick, do an update from yesterday, looking into the weekend. We're battling over the daily 200 simple. Will we close today's candle back beneath? Yesterday we got the close above, but we couldn't manage to get the pump we were looking for. Now we're flirting with closing back beneath it. All right, so let's dive into the market. This is Crypto Rolly, the crypto watch that never stops. Live technical analysis, price predictions, and trading. Remember, this is not financial advice. These are my own ideas and opinions on the market. Do your own research, trade at your own risk. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, tick the bell for notifications. Let's go. All right. The market is down, just slightly red. You got Huobi token up 10%. Chainlink 24 hours at about almost 3% up. The only one that was actually kind of performing well. And I'll do a brief scan of the altcoins at the end. But, if Bitcoin starts dumping, they're all going to dump. We know that's what's going to happen. All right. So the crypto fear and greed index is at a 40. It was at a 39. But if we start getting a dump and we start seeing low 8,000s, 7,000s, people will get fearful. The block halving 73 days away. So let's take a look at it. Basically, yesterday we did close that daily candle just above. We have this doji wick on both sides. We closed just above the 200 simple. We made a little bit of a move up, but weren't able to sustain any momentum. And then we dumped overnight to a new low, on this trend here, not a macro low, but we did break this candle. We went all the way down to, what is this here? Low 84.21. We actually closed the CME gap that we were talking about yesterday. So in the previous video, we had came just down almost to close it and then tapped off the top of the box. But today, if I zoom in real quick, let's see. You can see that we did wick down just enough to close out that CME gap. So another CME gap closed. We can delete this one. We have a $20 gap right here. It's really difficult to see on the daily chart. You can't even see it. But if you want to be technical, there's still a $20 gap there. We'll see if this gets filled or not. I'm not going to hold my breath. And then you have one still up at 11.8K. So one day we will close the 11.8K. I hope so. But yeah, you got two left here. We've closed every single other one. We got this one and then this one, which I'm not even sure if I consider it a full gap. All right, so CME gap filled once again. All right, so what I'm looking at today, though, we will get a weekly close on the CMEs. CME doesn't trade over the weekend, so you will see the weekly candle close today. So what's important to see is where does it close, above or below the 21 weekly EMA. We were looking at that on spot price. We were looking at that on other altcoins. So, we also have to keep that in mind on CME. And current price, 87.20. Our 21 EMA is at 87.76. If CME closes the weekly candle in just a couple hours here, we're not far away. If we close beneath 87.76, this is going to be a bearish signal. This is not good. We want to close above it, okay? So that will be the first bearish signal. If we get this close over the weekend, we might see another dump. I talked about yesterday closing beneath the daily 200 simple could trigger a sell down to 81.50. This could be a signal that sends us in that direction, okay? So going back over to my Bitcoin chart, you can also see the weekly is below the yellow 21 EMA, coming in at 87.50 on the Bitstamp chart. We're trading at 86.32. On Bitstamp, Coinbase, BitMEX, spot price, margin, you still have 2 more days left. But like I'm saying, the CME is the institutional futures trading platform, and usually, a large indicator on that platform is a signal also for spot price. It doesn't have to be, but it's something to be noted, okay? And we're currently trading underneath this. So we want to see the CME hopefully close above. And if not, we want to see Bitcoin by Sunday close above the 21 EMA. So keep that on your radar. This is serious. Otherwise, you're going to have a change in trend. And unfortunately, this is looking bearish. I mean, this weekly candle here has taken out almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of price action. Just pretty savage sell-off here, guys. People are correlating this with the stock market crashing, which is interesting. I feel like people like to correlate price with their own opinion, depending on if they're bullish or bearish. It's like when gold is going up and Bitcoin goes up, they're like, see, gold and Bitcoin are correlated. And then, now stocks are falling and Bitcoin's falling, and we're saying, okay, no. Bitcoin is more correlated to stocks. I don't know. I think we're just fishing for explanations. I think Bitcoin maybe has some correlation with these other assets, but it's typically just uncorrelated. Bitcoin does what Bitcoin does. All right. But that's just speculation, as is Bitcoin. So enough about that. Let's just do a quick breakdown on Bitcoin, and then we will move on. So yeah, we talked about the weekly EMAs here, the stochastics. If you do close beneath that, you will also be looking at a cross down on the weekly stochastics. Not looking good. Moving to the daily. On the daily, we were looking to see if we close beneath or below. If we get that close below, that could trigger our target at 81.50. That's a 377 EMA on the daily, coming in at 81.50. Your 200 EMA is acting as temporary support right now at 8,600. So it'll be interesting to see, do we close beneath the pink 200 simple and the light green 200 EMA by end of today? If you get a close beneath both of them, that's definitely going to be bearish and potential 81.50 next target. And then after 81.50, we can start looking lower, maybe 7,700. But, I imagine we'll get a bounce around here. You can see there's some price action here. Probably, yeah, I can see a horizontal just right off the top. If I draw the top of this right here coming in. So that, you had resistance here, you can see, and we'll hide these. So this was like an ascending triangle here. You had the flat horizontal resistance, rising trend line. We finally broke it to the upside and then came down and tested it as support. So it could be support again. And this is, let's see where this horizontal, that says 82.20. So anywhere between 81.50, 82.20, that would be, a target if we do have those daily closes. Your stochastics are getting low. They haven't crossed up. They're still gliding down. And depending on how strong this move is, you can see these can glide for a while, like this move. You can see they were low here. So this right here is about where we were here, which was all the way up top. So there could be a lot more to the move. I wouldn't jump to conclusions looking for a cross up immediately. And you still have room on the RSI, daily RSI, to still be over sold. So we're not quite there yet, okay? Let's keep it moving. We can look at our 12-hour real quick. The stochastics, 12-hour stochastics looks like it wants to cross up, but we'll have to see. You'll get this 12-hour candle close at the same time as that daily close. The daily holds more weight, but keeping an eye on the 12-hour stochastics. Also, the RSI was oversold on the 12-hour as well. But going on to the 4-hour, you can see some indecision here. We did cross up on the 4-hour, but there was not enough momentum, and it looked like it was crossing down. Depending on where we get that daily close, this could just end up coming back down, or we find support and continue our merry way on up. I did see some bullish divergence. When we were trending up, during this entire rally, some bullish divergence. was a good signal, but if we're in a bearish trend, bullish divergence might not be as strong of a signal, especially if we just get a drop here. This won't be so much bearish or bullish divergence anymore, because the RSI could end up coming down lower. But you do have a low and a higher low on the RSI, and a low, lower low. So the price is falling, but the RSI is rising. That would be bullish divergence. We'll have to see if this is confirmed as a local top. And also, I had this trend line drawn when we had the first drop. If you've been watching my videos, we had this first initial drop. I drew a trend line from the bottom of this wick, this candle, to here. And we can see that price dipped beneath it. If we zoom in a little bit more, price dipped beneath it, but ended up closing back above it and found support. And then once it finally broke, you dropped harder, and then we came back up to retest it and finding resistance again. So keep an eye on this trend line. You know, we had drawn trend lines from here going on up, something like this. You know, this doesn't have to play out the exact same way every time, but you can see we had touch, touch, you know, touch. And once this broke, it broke bearish, retested, rejection, and down. So could this be a similar situation? Break, retest, rejection, down, possibly. So that's what we're looking at, you know, when we break these trend lines or these patterns. Okay, and we can look at our moving averages real quick on the 4 hour. 4 hour, your 10 simple is holding price down pretty well. You can see when we did wick up, it got rejected here, had a hard time maintaining above it, rejected, came up, rejected again. So, you know, if you want a change in trend, you're going to want to see, you know, some solid, you know, a close above, find support above the blue 10 simple. It's coming in at 87.43 currently. Your yellow 21 EMA will be the next resistance at 89.19. But all in all, the daily 200 simple, pink 200 simple, daily 200 EMA, these are the important levels that need to hold and are currently looking like we are going to lose them. All right, next level will be 81.50. Now, we will get this daily close. The weekend is usually slow trading. You have, you know, either it's just going to be super low volume, going sideways, very boring, better just to get out and enjoy your weekend. Or sometimes you have heavily manipulated moves just because there is such low volume that a whale can push price in either direction. If they, you know, want to do that, it's easier for them to do. So sometimes on the weekend you see outrageous moves that end up just retracing right back, you know, wicking you out of your position and then going right back to where you started. You know, sometimes there's moves that go against the actual trend, you know, so maybe we just get a pump over the weekend and then CME opens with a gap beneath, and then you end up dumping again and continuing downwards. And, you know, like I say, the CME gaps keep getting filled. So a good strategy has been, you know, take the weekend off, come back on Sunday, see where that gap is, and potentially play the gap as your move. So we'll have to see, is there going to be a gap above or below price when they open back on Sunday? So that's my game plan, you know, for the rest of today and this weekend. And real quick, I'll just take a look at some of the top alts. All right. 13 minutes, doing well on time. All right, so let me close that out. All right, we go down to, so I did put in a trade yesterday on Link after the daily close. I saw that the daily closed above the 21 EMA, and, you know, Bitcoin was looking like a potential bounce was happening, closing above its daily 200 simple. So it was worth a shot. But unfortunately, the price of, you know, pretty much all cryptos dropped overnight. Link held the best, but, you know, with this bearish action, if Bitcoin does seriously dump, you know, I think Link might dump as well. We'll have to see. I mean, it's performing better. Anyways, I closed minimal profit. I was able to, you know, close the price back above my entry. I don't want to take any risk, especially the way Bitcoin's acting right now. And, this could potentially just be a lower high on Link as well. But if you're looking at the daily, it's between the yellow 21 EMA could be acting as support. And if you can get a close above the blue 10 simple at $4.02 by end of today, that could be pretty bullish, okay? And your support is going to be the yellow 21 EMA at $3.84. Your stochastic on the dailies looking for a cross up potentially. But, Bitcoin runs the show. So if Bitcoin can hold support, you might see Link go for it. But if it dumps, I think they all dump. Real quick, looking at Tezos. Tezos has been pretty strong, but here not as strong as Link, and the yellow 21 EMA on the daily, $2.91 about, is acting as strong resistance. You kind of, this is starting to form a bit of a bear flag potentially. We pull down, flag out, and if we drop, another pull down, okay? So you're going to want to see a close back above $2.92 to get, somewhat bullish on Tezos again, okay? Moving on, let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin, daily. Close back is closing candles beneath the 200 EMA and potentially could close beneath the 200 simple. Not looking good on Litecoin. And your daily Stokes actually turned down. XRP, daily Stokes still low and still hoping for a cross up, but this one is below all major moving averages on the daily, and I believe it's below the weekly 21 EMA and the 10 simple. This one is looking pretty rough. If we start to dump, you got to target down here around 20 cents, I would say, finding this horizontal support back down here. Your weekly stochastics looking for a potential cross down as well on XRP, okay, guys? And you're still looking at lower highs. High, lower high, lower high, lower high. You're going to want to break that trend, okay? And let's see, what else can we look at? Ethereum, can't forget about Ethereum. Ethereum on the weekly, still above all major moving averages, a little bit better than Bitcoin, but if Bitcoin, this is a bullish or a bearish engulfing weekly candle. We'll have to see where it closes on the daily. On the daily, your 21 EMA resistance and your 50 EMA support. 50 EMA support, $2.15. Stokes still coming down on the daily. So we'll have to see, but this also could be a potential bear flag coming down. If we can find support, you're going to want to, regain the yellow 21 EMAs at $2 or $241 roughly. All right, so that's that, guys. Like I say, Bitcoin runs the show. So if Bitcoin ends up dumping, the altcoins are going to dump, and I think they will dump harder. When we were looking at the Bitcoin dominance, we could see that was the trend currently. And otherwise, it's going to probably be a slow weekend as far as Bitcoin trading goes, but there could always be a rogue wick to the up or downside. So just, be mindful of that, be careful, and we'll see, where the CME gap opens if we get one on Sunday. All right, hit the like, subscribe one last time if you haven't subscribed already. Tick the bell for notifications. Leave a comment for me. I try to respond to all the comments. If you have a request, you want to see something in a future video, that's an opportunity for you as well. Okay, we'll see you next time.